Today, I am going to show you, are the streets of Melbourne well designed enough to host the Grand Prix? Before the start of the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content, subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Melbourne first hosted a Formula One championship around 1996, and in the quarter century since then, the street circus has been outgrown by the sport it enticed to switch cities all those years ago. Overtaking was painfully difficult around the rhythmical, medium-speed circuit, and strategic options had become stale. In 2019, a plan was hatched to revitalize the track and bring it up to the standard for the modern racing machine. And the unexpected pandemic hiatus gave Grand Prix organizers a chance to maximize the chances. Headline figures for the works completed late last year are deceptively modest. The circuit is now just 23 meters shorter and expunged of two corners, the Old Clark chicane at turns 9 and 10. Other corners have been widened and had their cambers adjusted. But in this case, the sum is far greater than its parts, and there's a great deal of optimism that the new Albert Park will combine with the new generation of cars to return the Australian Grand Prix to its once lofty status. Why all the changes? It's a beautiful circuit, but it's always been quite narrow and tight, and therefore quite tricky to overtake, Daniel Ricciardo told the Australian Grand Prix. The Melbourne Grand Prix circuit, designed and built almost 30 years ago and set to hold its 25th Grand Prix this weekend, is a track from another time. It was configured in the wake of F1's push for improved safety, in the wake of the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix and the subsequent push to reduce speed. It's why the track, still a street circuit and therefore with the jeopardy of walls close to the boundary, lacked a long straight and for the most part is broken up by chicanes and medium-speed corners. It wasn't such a problem in Melbourne's early days as a host venue, when the cars were dramatically different to what they've become accustomed to today. The 1996 title-winning Williams FW18 weighed 595 kilograms. Around 3.5 meters long and 1.6 meters wide. Red Bull Racing's 2022 Challenger weighs at least 793 kilograms. That's the minimum weight, with most teams heavier at the start of the season, and measures around 5.7 meters long and a full 2 meters wide. Put simply, today's F1 car is enormous. The track simply wasn't designed for it. Worse still, the modern F1 machinery is far more aerodynamically sensitive than the cars of the 1990s. They don't like following other cars closely, and around the narrow one-line Albert Park track, it meant overtaking was extremely difficult. In fact, F1 statistician Sean Kelly calculated only a single pass for the lead in the race's history, discounting pit stop strategy and race starts. After 3 long years, the Australian Grand Prix is finally back this week, with F1 cars returning to Albert Park from Friday, 1 p.m. AEST. Plenty has changed, both in F1 and for the world in general, since the last edition was held in 2019. A year later, the Australian Grand Prix became the country's first sporting event cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which also prevented racing in Melbourne in 2021. Pandemic aside, the F1 landscape looks drastically different to what it did in 2019, too. Since the last race in Melbourne, a team other than Mercedes finally won the Drivers' Championship. New races in Qatar and Saudi Arabia have been held. Others, such as Imola and the Netherlands, have returned, while more new races in Miami and Las Vegas have been announced. A major reimagining of cars and wholesale technical changes have also been introduced, while Albert Park itself has undergone changes. Then there's the whirlwind journey of Australia's own Daniel Ricciardo, who made his debut for Renault at the last Melbourne GP. Since then, he has completed 2 seasons at Renault and jumped ship again to McLaren, where he raced for another year, claiming his first Grand Prix win since 2018. Needless to say, F1 and this part of the world have plenty to catch up on. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications to see more of our future videos. With that said, keep enjoying our videos, and I'll see you in the next video.